Events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5F main news, the headlines. Government intensifies response to disease outbreaks as cholera remains under close watch. Zambia signs EPC contract for 50 megawatts Zindazati solar project. And Kruger National Park shuts as deadly flood strikes South Africa. This bulletin is live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie Banda. The Ministry of Health says it remains fully engaged in responding to several disease outbreaks across the country, with cholera continuing to be closely monitored during the ongoing rainy season. Speaking during a media engagement this morning, Dr. Elijah Machima said that since August 2025, cholera has affected 17 districts in 7 provinces. He disclosed that as of 15th January 2026, Zambia has recorded 639 cholera cases, 614 recoveries, and 10 deaths, translating into a case fatality rate of 1.45%. Dr. Mchima noted that the majority of cases have been reported in northern province, particularly Pulungu, Nsama, and Senga Hill, which together account for about 80% of all infections. The ministers further revealed that 17 cholera patients are currently admitted in Lusaka district, while treatment centers and oral rehydration points remain operational in all affected areas. He added that oral cholera vaccination campaigns have continued to record high coverage, with Monze district achieving nearly 100% vaccination coverage of its target. Dr. Machima also said the country continues to closely monitor other diseases, including measles, polio, and mpox. He disclosed that since October 2024, a total of 367 mpox cases have been confirmed nationwide.
Responding to cholera, measles, polio, mpox, and the increased public health risk associated with the rains flooding in parts of the country. These events are being managed through national coordination systems involving provincial and district health teams, local authorities, and cooperating partners. Since August 2025, Zambia has experienced outbreaks affecting 17 districts across 7 provinces. As of 15th January, Zambia has reported 639 cumulative cholera cases, with 614 recoveries and 10 deaths. Case fatality rate is at 1.45%. A recent death was recorded on 12th January 2026 in Nakonde district.
Zambia has recorded a major milestone in its energy sector following the signing of an engineering, procurement, and construction EPC contract for the Zindazati 50 megawatt solar photovoltaic project, which will include 100 megawatts of battery energy storage. The project collaboration between Hadassah Heart Energy and Norinco International was signed today at the Mulungushi Conference Center in Lusaka. Speaking during the EPC contract signing ceremony, Minister of Energy Makoso Chikote, represented by Permanent Secretary Engineer Arnold Simwaba, underscored the importance of the project, citing Zambia's stable political environment and the government's continued support for private sector investment in the energy sector. Engineer Simwaba said the project will provide stable and reliable renewable energy to the national grid, contributing to Zambia's energy security and supporting the country's broader development agenda.
We are honored to be part of this engineering procurement and construction contract signing ceremony for Zati 50 megawatts solar photovoltaic and 100 megawatts battery energy storage project. We are saying power coming from solar is intermittent, with this particular investment, where the battery storage is at 100 megawatts, it's as good as the baseload. The baseload power plant, ladies and gentlemen, is a power plant that will give you power 24/7, and it's a project that we are here witnessing the signing ceremony.
Hadassa Heart Energy Chief Executive Officer Hadassa Bulawayo highlighted the project's potential to drive economic development, industrial growth, and improved living standards, noting that only about 25% of Zambia's population currently has access to electricity.
Hadassah Heart has been active in Zambia, mobilizing private capital and supporting nationally significant projects across sectors. Entering the energy space was not simply an extension of our work, it was a deliberate decision driven by experience, conviction, and a clear understanding of what Zambia needs. According to the Energy Regulation Board, only about 25% of Zambians currently have access to electricity. That reality anchors the Zinzati project. Energy access is not only an infrastructure issue, it is a development issue, an industrial issue, and ultimately a dignity issue.
Meanwhile, Norinco International Senior Executive Mr. D. Tingo said the project aligns with Zambia's development objectives and reflects the company's commitment to delivering technically sound and commercially viable infrastructure projects. The Zindazati project is expected to meet international standards and demonstrates that renewable energy can be developed responsibly and competitively.
A shared commitment of infrastructure that is responsible and aligned with Zambia's long-term development objectives. Noriko International has long-term standard presence across Africa, delivering complex infrastructure and energy projects, partnership with governments, developers, and financiers. Our approach has always been guided by one principle: project must be technical sound, commercially viable, and grounded in strong local partnerships.
Minister of Community Development and Social Services, Ms. Doreen Mwamba, has officially handed over 17 vehicles to 17 districts across the country in a move aimed at strengthening service delivery and bringing development closer to communities. The vehicles, valued at 47,423,812 kwacha, are expected to enhance mobility for district teams, enabling them to reach remote areas, respond more quickly to community needs, and improve the monitoring of development projects. Speaking during the handover ceremony, Ms. Mwamba emphasized that the vehicles are not merely assets, but critical tools for service, designed to ensure that no community is left behind regardless of distance or terrain. She noted that the handover reflects government's continued commitment to community development, social protection, and sustainable livelihoods in line with President Hakainde Hichilema's vision of inclusive development. The minister urged recipient districts to use the vehicles responsibly and ensure they directly benefit poor and vulnerable communities through enhanced and quality service delivery. The 17 receiving districts include Kabwe, Kapirimposhi, Mansa, Mwense, Lundazi, Chipata, and Chilabombwe. Others are Lavushimanda, Lunte, Singa Hill, Mbala, Chavuma, Kalumbila, Choma, Chirundu, Mongu, and Lukulu.
Closer to our people. Ladies and gentlemen, these vehicles that you are seeing here today and beneficiary districts teams will be able to reach the most remote communities, allowing for faster response to local needs. They will enhance monitoring of projects and ensure that local community.
The government has launched the Think Management Development Program, a private sector-led initiative by Chopis Zambia, in partnership with the University of Zambia UNZA, which is aimed at developing future managers and leaders for its business. Officiating at the launch, Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, Elvis Nkandu, said the program complements the New Dawn government's agenda on human capital development, youth empowerment, and skills development. Mr. Nkandu noted that under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, government has prioritized youth empowerment through free education, skills development, job creation, and strong public-private partnerships to drive economic growth. He said the Think program responds directly to the need for work ready young people by bridging the gap between classroom learning and the workplace. Mr. Nkandu highlighted the retail sector as a key contributor to employment and economy activity, adding that trained managers are essential for its continued growth. The Think Management Development Program is an 18-month initiative aimed at developing future managers and leaders for Chopi, Zambia, targeting fresh university graduates. The program combines theory and practical training, focusing on leadership, customer service, innovation, technology use, and effective decision making. The Zambia Police Service in Serenji District has apprehended 11 male suspected illegal immigrants believed to be Ethiopian nationals during an intelligence-led operation conducted on January 14, 2026 from 02 hours to 18 hours in Dabala area. The operation followed reports that some motorists were evading the Ndabala security checkpoint by using clandestine routes. According to Police Public Relations Officer Godfrey Chilabi, police officers were deployed to patrol the area, which led to the interception of motor vehicles suspected of being used to facilitate the movement of illegal immigrants. Mr. Chilabi says during the operation, a Toyota Fortuner registration number BCC 6741ZM and a Toyota Quantum registration number CAA 24920M were intercepted and 6 suspected illegal immigrants were apprehended. The drivers of these vehicles escaped, abandoning their motor vehicles and the remaining suspected illegal immigrants. He adds that follow-up operation on the same area led to the apprehension of 5 suspected illegal immigrants who were hiding in a maize field, bringing the total number of apprehended individuals to 11, all of whom are currently in custody. Investigations have been launched to trace other suspects and recover 2 additional motor vehicles, a Toyota Mark X and an Isuzu believed to be connected to the incident and currently at large. The Department of Immigration has been engaged and joint inquiries are underway. And in other news trending this evening, President Hakainde Hichilema has congratulated the Forum for Democracy and Development and its candidate, Mr. Bright Mindwe, for emerging victorious in the Chawama constituency parliamentary by-election, following a closely contested race. United, Prosperous and Peaceful Zambia leader Charles Chanda has urged the government to take urgent steps to improve the welfare of farmers in Kasempa district following reports that 2 farmers died while waiting for payments they desperately needed. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Court has ordered Fonet Freight and Logistics Limited to pay the Zambia Revenue Authority ZRA a total of 3.6 million kwacha for committing offences contrary to the Customs and Excise Act. The company was found guilty on 3 counts, namely importation without making an entry, false representation, and smuggling. In a statement, ZRA Corporate Communications Manager Oliver Nzala said investigations revealed that Fonat Freight and Logistics Limited, on dates unknown but between 1st October 2024 and 12th March 2025 in Lusaka, jointly and while acting with others unknown, illegally possessed and imported goods into Zambia without making the required customs declaration. Mr. Nzala said the smuggled goods included 60 cases of whiskey, 803 cases of Omelka tequila, 586 cases of Gordon's dry gin, 625 cases of Johnny Walker, 65 cases of Jack Daniels whiskey, 36 cases of J&B whiskey, and 84 cases of Amarula, among other assorted alcoholic products. Mr. Nzala further explained that when the matter came up for judgment on 15th January 2026, the court ordered the company to pay over 3.6 million kwacha, which includes outstanding taxes and penalties, as well as 50,000 kwacha in prosecution costs. In addition, the court imposed a fine of 9,600 kwacha on all three counts, with a default sentence of 9 months simple imprisonment for the company's legal representative. Apologies for that. Ends the business news. And in foreign news or news across our borders, flooding in South Africa's northern provinces of Limpopo and Mpumalanga has forced the famed Kruger National Park to suspend visits and evacuate some guests and staff by helicopter. People are now believed to have died in recent weeks in South Africa after torrential rain led to floods that have destroyed dozens of homes. Among those killed was a 5-year-old boy in the town of Giyani in Limpopo. President Cyril Ramaphosa met the child's family to offer his condolences while visiting the region to assess the damage. A red level 10 warning has been issued by the South African Weather Service, forecasting yet more rain in affected areas and warning communities to remain alert. And in sports news, Mohamed Salah will return to Liverpool next week, with boss Ancelotti saying he would be pleased to have the forward back even if he had 15 attackers. For the past month, Salah has been on international duty with Egypt at the Africa Cup of Nations AFCON, but he will head back to Merseyside after Saturday's third-place playoff against Nigeria. The 33-year-old gave an explosive interview shortly before departing for AFCON, in which he claimed someone doesn't want him in the club and that he no longer had any relationship with Slot. He was subsequently left out of the Liverpool squad for their 1-0 win at Inter Milan, but came off the bench to register an assist against Brighton 4 days later. Slot said before the Inter game he had no clue if Salah, who has scored 250 goals in 421 appearances for Liverpool, had played his last game for the club, but he is now ready to welcome him back. Up next, the weather report.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Western, Southern, Lusaka, and Copper provinces, including the western parts of Central Province, mainly cloudy, slightly windy, and mild with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Luapula, Northern, Muchinga, and Eastern provinces, including the eastern parts of Central Province, mainly cloudy, slightly windy with isolated rain and thunderstorms. Ends the weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news part. Before we go, a recap of the stories. 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie. Enjoy the rest of the evening.